What's going on, guys? Nugget here. Welcome back to another video. Let's go over the 4-2-2 custom tactics and instructions. As you know, both on the offensive end, a lot of the top tier players are using it. Diogo's using it. As you probably know, the 4-2-2 is probably one of my top favorite formations right now in FC25. I'm going to tell you the top formations, the top tactics for it post-patch, and also how to adjust it for your own playstyle. Especially when managing your team, one of the biggest difficulties people find with the 4-2-2 is the lack of the support with your lambs and your rams. But putting them on half wingers helps them come back and defend and manage your team. And talk about managing your team, this video is actually sponsored by Copa City, a new football game. Have a look at the trailer.
This city is about to experience a football game that could be the greatest it has ever seen. You are responsible for how it will go down in history. Get ready to host the biggest clubs from all around the world. You will have to manage every single detail. Prepare for thousands of fans swarming your city, filling the streets with energy you can only get from football fever. But remember, safety is a top priority. It's all in your hands. Can you find the right balance?
The fans are getting excited, but the pressure on the organizers is rising.
Can you give them what they want? Can you create a night they will remember forever? Everything comes down to your decisions. Biggest clubs, engage thousands of fans, create a football fiesta. Copa City, the first football tycoon.
Well, a new type of game, as you probably know, I actually really like Tycoon games. If you want to be one of the first people to play the first football Tycoon game, you can check out the Copa City link down below. You can add it to your wish list. You can add it to your Steam wish list, your PlayStation wish list, Xbox. And to be honest, I actually very much like Tycoon games, like all the roller coaster tycoons. I'm actually looking forward to that. And don't forget, it does have the licensed teams as well. But Copa City, make sure you add it to your wish list. Link is down below in the description. Now let's go back straight into the video. So if you want to copy this base for the tactics, look, you can literally copy this code over here. It's the 4-2-2. I would recommend counter for the build-up style and defensive approach. Go a bit conservative. And then when it comes to the tactics itself, now you might have seen different variations. So there's a variation where you can have, for example, the fullbacks, they come inside into the middle. Especially if you got a false back plus like the Kadioglu did his very, very early on. I did his evolution. But let's say, for example, you want to go with a typical layout, or for example, you might have seen me use Batcher as an attacking wingback. How can you make this formation more stable? Because the truth is, when you lose the ball, you do have two CDMs. So actually, you're very much solid at the back. That's why I'd recommend two CDMs on holding. To be honest, with two CDMs on holding, and then you put, for example, let's say both of the fullbacks. Let's say you effectively put them on fullbacks defend as opposed to more of the attacking options like this. You shouldn't struggle defensively, because what you would do is you'll be defending in a fullback with two CDMs, and then you have the front four attacking. When people find this formation to be a bit more stiff is that they put, for example, both the strikers on advanced forward. Now, advanced forward is good. I would always recommend putting one of the players on a poacher and one of them on advanced forward. That way you've got both movements. You've got someone making those runs in behind, but you also got the person next to them playing as that advanced forward. Of course, you have the plus, it's even better. But the real weakness behind this formation, I think why a lot of people are struggling, is unlike a formation with like a 4-5-1 or any of the formations where the left mid and right mids are more conservative, is those left mid and right mids, they come back and forth inside the game. Now, the issue is, as you can see, if I go to the player roles, if you put them on known to be shadow strikers, that means that when you are defending, you're going to have basically 6 players at the back and 4 players on stay forward. Now, me personally, if you're asking me, yes, you lack that midfield, but that is where I want to be strong. I want to be able to defend with 2 CDMs and a back 4. I'm happy with that because I've got 2 CDMs and then launch the board going forward. This is why a lot of the top tier players are using 4-2-2. You're seeing a lot of the pros even using 4-2-2s to get their 15 and O's, but for the average player, they're struggling. So what can you do? Now, what you can do is you can put both of these players on half wingers. Now, what this effectively does when you put them on half wingers, it makes them play like the 4-4-2. So think about this: in and out of possession, they're going to play like the 4-4-2. I know with cams, there's not that many good cam options inside the game. You're like Foden, Dembele, Neymar, and a few others. But the rest, like you can even go Donovan and cheap, but the rest of the top tier players are very, very expensive. If you put them on attacking half winger attack, they are not going to track back. At least with half winger, they're not going to come back all the way, but they're going to be at that kind of that halfway point. That's what's very, very important to notice. You can go with playmaker. Playmaker's actually pretty decent because when you have two playmakers, remember the key thing is two. I don't have them on roaming, I have them on balanced. The key thing is with the playmakers is they still come back and defend, but they're not as wide as the half wingers. So you have like a narrow 4-2-2. So whatever layout you do, either use the half wingers on balanced, or you can use what I have, for example, here and use the playmakers on balanced. And that way they're going to come back, but they're not going to come back all the way. Now, if you say to me, Neil, okay, I really like the 4-2-2, but I just can't play it. It's too aggressive. One other option you do have is, for example, if you go to a 4-4-2, a traditional 4-4-2, and you go to a 4-4-2 holding, and it's effectively the same formation. So let's just say, in theory, Bonmati can play left winger. So imagine she's in possession. I can put the fullbacks, both of them on defend. No, I don't have no stopper, nothing like that. Putting this on doesn't help. To be honest, defender plus and defender plus plus for just defend, even if you just got normal defender defend, it's perfect. Then you put both the CDMs on holding. If you want to tinker with deep line playmaker, you can, and we'll go over that in a more advanced video. But the left mid and right mid here, then what you could do, for example, you could put them on winger balanced, and that way they'll play like a traditional winger, but they'll still be coming back. If you put them on attack, they won't come back. Wide playmaker, I wouldn't suggest it. You can also put them on wide midfield defend. Now, let's say you're saying to me, okay, Neil, I really like the 4-4-2. I like the structure, but when I'm like on the defensive side, I just find that I just can't defend with it. Now, what you can do is, in a 4-2-2 holding, if I can select the play on the left-hand side, you can put them on, for example, wide midfielder defend. Now, with wide midfielder defenders, this is the furthest back they sit. So technically, you'll have two players up front for the counter attack, but when you're defending, you'll have that 4-4-2, the two banks of four. So if you're really struggling and you just want a wide option, someone that you can pass the ball to, let's say you're trying to close out the game, or someone you can cross the ball from the goalkeeper, like distribute the ball, not cross, but distribute, like they can header it down to the CDM, then you could put wide midfield defend. I personally don't like it because it's a tad bit too defensive. Otherwise, I'd probably say inside forward, not attacking. Inside forward is also very, very good. So actually, you could argue there's a crossover between the 4-4-2 second variation and a 4-2-2. The only difference being the lamb and a ram. So let's say if you're like, no, I like the 4-2-2, but also I know there's not that many good cams inside the game, then you can use the 4-4-2 second variation, and you can put them on inside forward balance, and you can try to replicate the 4-2-2 as much as possible. That will be my top tips with the 4-2-2. And to be honest, I would still go with counter, and then for the depth 45. If you want to as well, you can reduce the depth down as well if you want to make it more applicable for you. Like, you can adjust this to your own style. If you're really struggling, go to 31, but don't go deep. Just go to 31, keep it on balance. That's the lowest you can sit while being balanced. But that will be the 4-2-2 and the 4-4-2 tag. This is the 4-4-2 variation code if you want to copy that as well. And don't forget, if you do want to manage your team inside another game like Copa City, don't forget to click the link down below and add it to your wish list. And it should be coming out in 2025, so not too far away now. Gives us a break from the game that we currently have right now and the different approach to the game. Links down below in the description. And guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace.